What is up, everybody? The Hunter GT with TheHunterGT.com. That's right, go check out the website. What is going on today? We'll take a look. The Garrett Ace Apex is here. Review video coming at you right now. Get a lot of requests for this detector review. A ton of requests. Hey, when are you going to do the Apex? When are you going to do the Apex? Well, here it is. It's finally here. We're going to unbox it, take a look, run it through the old Hunter GT review paces, and see what this thing is all about. I always like to take a look at the box with all my videos, so that's what we're going to do coming up first. You want to pick one of these bad boys up? Who are you going to contact me? Of course, TheHunterGT@gmail.com, or you can use the contact form on my website, TheHunterGT.com. So let's take a look here. The power of choice is yours. Multi-flex, multi-frequency technology, 5, 10, 15, and 20 kilohertz. That's the single frequency modes. Simultaneous multi-frequency and multi-frequency salt. What do we got right here? 5 search modes, including US and international coin modes. 4 selectable frequencies, multi-frequency and multi-salt. We just saw that. 8 selectable channels per frequency. Built-in Z-Link wireless, rechargeable lithium-ion battery, high-resolution ground balance, 175-point resolution, volume control, 5 audio tones, iron audio, adjustable iron volume, and a backlight. It comes with the Viper coil, 6x 11-inch DD Viper search coil. It is fully waterproof. 11-inch size is large enough to cover plowed fields, but narrow 6-inch footprint allows easy separation of targets in iron-infested areas. Low impedance, broad bandwidth coil with Apex multi-flex technology. And on the back here, it shows off the faceplate. We'll be showing off all that in the menu system coming up in the next segment or two. And here we go. Lightweight built-in power. There we go. Only 2.5 pounds and well-balanced internal lithium-ion battery provides approximately 15 hours of use. So there we go. 2.5 pounds on the weight. It is well-balanced. I've already used it. 15 hours of use on a full charge there. And there's the 175 points of ground balance resolution. Built-in Z-Link wireless technology. Backlight for low light hunting. Yada, yada, yada. Pause it there if you want to read the rest of that. Pause it right there if you want to read all of that. All right, without further ado, what do you say we crack this box open, take a peek inside, and run this bad boy through the paces? All right, we have it all unboxed and laid out here. It does come with a plastic baggie with some literature in it. You have a full manual for your headphones, a quick start guide for the detector. You must go on the internet to Garrett's website to get the full manual. I know a lot of detecting manufacturers are starting to do that lately. They're not including it. They're giving you a link to a website to go download it. Not a huge fan of that. You know, it's an outdoor hobby on the middle of nowhere. Sometimes I don't have a cell signal. I would like to have a full manual with me that I can throw in the backpack. It does have a warranty card here on the back. I'm not singling Garrett out right there. A lot of detecting manufacturers are not putting a full manual. They're giving you a little quick start guide, a little pamphlet, and sending you on your way. I'm not a huge fan of that from any detecting manufacturer. So here's everything laid out right here. We have the arm strap cuff right there. Back to that. I took that off. I don't use it, so I always yank it right off. We have the 2 connecting upper and lower rods here. Now you'll notice 2 locking collars on it, and it's double push pin on these Garretts. There's 2 rows of holes, one on that side and then one on the back side there, because look at this here, 2 push pins. It can be a little bothersome to get in. Sometimes it gets caught up, but it does make it a little bit more sturdier, I think, compared to just 1 push pin as far as, you know, not that one's going to have a failure. I'm not saying that, but it seems there's a little less wiggle play with 2 of them in there compared to just 1. And you do have the little rubber washers right there for the coil itself. Coil bolt right there. And speaking of the coil, there is the Viper 6x11 coil right there. It's a little scuffed up on bottom. I have had this one out of the box already and had it a trip or 2 out at the park. Garrett Viper Multi-Flex right there. It does come with a coil cover on it right there. And it's basically 1-inch. You know, most coils from Fisher Technetics, Nocta Macro, they're 11x7, like on the Cruiser, the F75, the T2, the Impact, 11x7. So they've just narrowed this by 1 inch, basically. It's 11 long still, and it is 6 inches wide instead of 7 inches wide. Comes with the MS3 Z-Link Garrett headphones. They're quite comfortable, built pretty good. No issues pairing them or anything like that. Audio quality is pretty loud. Actually, it hurt my ears at one point. I had to turn it down a little bit. These are quite loud headphones, quite loud headphones. I want to look at the back here of the arm cuff here. That is the thickest pad I have ever seen on any detector. It is like twice as thick as some other brands. I'm not it's a small thing, but it's cool. It's quite thick. It has little Garrett stickers on here. Not a big fan of whoever put this one on. It's starting to peel up on me already. So your sintering skills there at the warehouse, whoever you were, you know, number 487 sticker placer on or whatever, you didn't do a great job. Buttons are super nice. I always love the Garrett buttons on all their detectors. Ooh, I turned it on right there. Let's not do that. That's in the next segment. That turn off. That's in the next segment. Oh, come on. There you go, HunterGT, you dummy. So there's all the buttons on there. We'll go over the screen and buttons on everything in the next segment. That is how the faceplate looks. You have the speaker right there on back, the coil connector. On bottom here is a USB micro for charging and maybe for data later. They haven't said if they're going to be doing updates or not at this point. And then a 1/8 headphone adapter on top, not the 1/4 inch larger ones, the smaller headphone adapter on top right there. And there's your coil connection right there. So well built, nice and thin. Look at the side profile of that thing. It is nice and light. I'm loving it. I love the head of this detector. Not a huge fan of yellow. You guys know me, but as far as the housing itself goes, and it's a small bit of yellow, who really cares? As far as the housing goes, I'm a huge fan of this housing. It's built nice, and it is, yeah, it's easy to read. It's a good housing. I'm a big fan of this upgrade they did from the old box style on the Ace and AT series. Huge thumbs up for me, Garrett, for the upgrade that you have done on the housing right there. So what do you say we run through the menu, run through the performance paces here, and get this review cracking? All right, here we go with the faceplate. We're going to take a look at the buttons, the menu, everything like that, and check out how this thing works. So along the top, we notice non-ferrous foil, iron ferrous foil, non-ferrous silver. You get little designations for a pull tab, a ring, some coins over here. You got a nail over there, so it lets you know what is what as far as the conductivity scale goes. Right here we have our mode power button. We have minus, plus, menu, ground, balance, hold. We have operate, pinpoint, and a check mark, X mark for our notch, accept, reject, and iron audio button right there. So we're just going to give it a quick tap, and it comes on. Now, if you ever want to factory reset it from default, it can be on or off. You just hold it down. You're going to hear one quick beep. After you hold it down, that means it's ready to turn off. But then you're going to hear 2 beeps, a double beep, and that means that it is reset, basically. You hear that? Beep, beep. So it's reset, ready to go. It's default. All the settings are back to default here. So let's check out the mode option here on the left, and we'll see it cycles through 0, coins, US coins, jewelry, relics, custom. And we notice our notches are changing up here, especially on US coins here. See the notches that pops in there? And we also get this designation here now for a nickel. We have 5 cents. We have 1 cent for a penny. We have 10 cents for a dime. We have 25 for a quarter, 50 for a half, and $1 right there. So this only comes up, these little bubbles here only come up in the US coin mode, and the notches set in there. In any other mode, it's going to be early notches in your iron and foil range, basically. So there are no recovery speed changes. There is no depth changes, anything like that in the settings here or the mode options. It is just the notches that change. In 0 mode, it will handle the iron tone volume a little bit better right here, in my opinion. I run iron audio off in 0 mode. I would run it on in the other modes just for the way it handles it. Read the manual online if you want to know the difference. And then, so yeah, that's it basically. We're just cycling through our modes right here with the different breakpoints. 0 is 0 notches, coins. It takes out foil and non-ferrous. US coins, it gives you a notch there in the screw cap range, and it takes out foil and iron. And then in jewelry, it looks like it's taking out the early smallest foil range. I'm not so sure I would do that. In relic mode, it basically just one extra notch in compared to jewelry, it looks like. So let's look. Yeah, it just adds one more notch downwards on relic mode. And then custom, whatever you set it for, it will save when you restart your detector. All the other modes will take away the notches when you restart. Custom mode's going to save your settings to whatever you just set up there. So that's pretty much it. If you want to set up notches, it's just plus and minus here. It's real easy. You notice that bar, see that bar along the top there? Shifting to the left or right? Well, as soon as I hit this X mark, check mark, look at that. See how the notches are going in and out? And you can do this in all of the modes. I can go in here with coin mode, and I can leave a bunch of notches in here. I can do that with all the modes, but custom is the only one that's going to save it. So watch, we'll just put in a notch here, a notch here. Now we're going to go turn off the detector, and when we turn it back on, we'll notice here, custom still has those notches. Look, all the other ones I set are now gone. US coins is the only one with notches in it. So if I want to reset that, I just hold the mode down till I hear 2 beeps, and see the notches are gone. It bumps back up to coin mode, but if I go down to custom, all the notches are gone now. So notch is real easy, just plus or minus right here, and then you're hitting the X check mark button there, okay? And then menu, what do we got on menu here? It's gonna run through the right side stuff here. So menu, we have sensitivity. We can run that. See the bars on bottom? It goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll leave it at about 4 for the rest of the video. Volume, hit menu again. Now we have volume. Default is max volume at 8. You can run it down to 0, muted, or all the way back up to 8. Hit menu again. You're in iron volume, maxed out at 8. And you can hear the iron volume. You can mute that, or you can run it all the way up. I usually run mine at about 1 or 2. Hit menu again, frequency, kilohertz. It defaults at 15. So if you want multi-frequency, you will have to change that up into the MF mode. MS for multi-salt, and then our single frequency, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then back to multi-frequency. Hit menu again. We have our channel shift here. We have 8 different channels per frequency, and multi-frequency has 8 channels, multi-salt has 8 channels as well. So hit it again. Now we're on our backlight. You see it flashing right there. Hit plus and it's on, hit minus and it's off, and you can just, you can't cycle through. You cannot cycle through by just hitting plus. So there is no brightness level, anything like that. It's just on or off. Okay, hit menu again, and you now see the headphone thing changing, and blinking means it's trying to pair. Solid means that it has paired. I'm talking on the main menu here. If you go back here, so it's blinking, it's trying to pair. If it goes away, it means it was unsuccessful. If it stays solid, it means it paired up with your headphones. So it's going to go away eventually because I don't have the headphones turned on. So that is your menu system and your mode system there. So menu is all of your options here on the right side of the screen, and mode is all of your options here for your different modes that you want to hunt in, and menu is going to be your settings here on the right hand side. So that's everything on the menu, everything in the mode. We have our ground balance button right here. Now if you ever get tired of the menu, it takes 5 seconds to time out. You can just hit operate, pinpoint right here. See? So if I'm in the menu, let's see, about 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5, boom, and it should turn off. Yeah. So if you don't want to wait those 5 seconds, you just hit the operate button, boom, and it takes you right back out. Okay, so ground balance right here, it says to hold it. So you pump that and you pump the coil, or hold that and pump the coil. Factory default is 93 on the ground balance. And then right here we have our pinpoint operate button. We hold that down and pinpoint comes up, and you see your depth meter on the side there fill up. It's drifting in and out right now. I have the coil detached actually on the back of the detector. And then iron audio, turn it on right there. You see the iron audio symbol show up right here, and then you can turn it off just by hitting it again and it disappears. So a pretty easy menu, pretty easy faceplate to understand. Battery symbol right here. It has 4 notches in it. I'm at 50% right now. Each of the bars is 25%. We have a depth meter right here. Each of the blocks is 2 inches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 inches on the depth meter right there. And then again, your conductivity scale from 0 to 99 along the top. So that's it as far as the menu and faceplate. Nothing to it really. It's pretty easy to set up. Like I said, nothing too advanced or anything like that. No hidden menus or anything. It's all pretty intuitive, nice and easy to set up. So what do you say? We go run it through some performance paces and get the rest of this review going. All right, quick air test here. I am maxed out in multi-frequency mode. It's spitting and popping a little bit at me here. So we have some different sizes of copper, some gold, an eagle button, a gold nugget here. Let's start with small silver. So a small silver dime. Like I said, lots of EMI right here. Tons of EMI. So we're losing it about 11. Quarter. That's the high tone. And we're getting that clear out to 12 inches, no problem. And we're starting to lose it out to 13, 14 to the EMI. $50. Silver. We're getting that out. We're getting out past a foot on that as well. Here is an Indian head penny. It's going to be like a mid-high conductor. You hear the tones a little lower, just a little. And we're getting that out to a foot basically as well, 11 and a half. Copper penny, wheat penny. It's ringing up the same, mid-high tone. And we're getting that out to just about a foot as well. A nickel signal. There's the mid-tone. And we're getting that out to 13, 14, about 14 inches on that. So here's a little screw. Let's listen to this. So you can hear the iron audio there. There's that screw. Don't care how far it goes. Oh, there's some bad EMI. Yeah, so it comes and goes. It pulsates. Here's a eagle button right here. I'm around a lot of computers, Wi-Fi, stuff like that. But it still comes through. We're getting that out to 10, about 10 and a half. 10 and a half on an eagle button before we lose it to the EMI. And then a 8K, thin 8K gold ring. Super thin. Let me try to orientate it to my hand here. There it is. Look how thin that thing is. So a thin 8K gold ring. And we're losing it about 11 and a half. And we're still getting almost a 12. We are at 12. So still hitting it. Large French sin time. Super large brass coin. And this thing always does the best on air tests. And we are out at 14, maybe even 15, 16 inches there. I mean, we're towards the edge of the wood there on that big boy. And then this small little 0.3 gold, 0.3 gram gold nugget, 0.3 grams. So that's the low medium tone. You hear that? This is the iron tone. All right. So there it is. Let's bust out some recovery speed and some nail tests. All right, so how does it do on gold? Small 0.3 gram picker right there. That is 0.3 of a gram on the dot. This one is sub 10th gram. Look how tiny that little bad boy picker is. Sub 10th gram. I'd need a grain scale to measure that one here. So let's see. I'm in multi-frequency mode. I am 2 bars down on the sensitivity. Let's listen. So it's hitting it at about I'm raised up about 4 inches there, maybe 5 before it stops. So no problem on the 0.3. Let's listen to the little sub-grain one. I gotta scrub it. I'm almost moving it. About an inch. I'm at an inch right there. It's hitting it. The ID is a 30s to 40s. If I turn on iron audio, it'll probably show up as iron half the time. No, it doesn't. It's still going good. So that's good. And then that one is showing up as a strong 42. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. It's picking up some pretty tiny gold. And just to show you that there's no trickery here on camera, we'll move them up to the top corner here. And look. Nothing. Nothing there. Little pops here and there, but that's just EMI. No repeatable signals at all. So pretty good. It can definitely hit some small gold. Let's check out a recovery speed test. All right, recovery speed. I'm in multi-frequency mode, 4 bars up still, or lowered it down to 4 bars here. So recovery speed, 6 inches apart are my dimes. Why? Because that's the coil width. Anything inside that will be a separation test. While they do tie into each other, I want different tests here. We'll do separation next in Monty's nail board test. So recovery speed on 4 dimes. And no changes to recovery speed between the modes. It's pretty much one set recovery speed on this detector. So I can get it to miss there. You can hear it trying to separate it, but the audio is just too blendy. It's not stopping the first dime to get the second one. You can hear it trying to do the blip, 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 but it just can't. Right here it can. Right there. That's about as fast as I can get it before it sounds like this. There it's hitting about 2 of them, but it sounds like one tone basically. So I'm not gonna rate it as like some ultra fast recovery speed. It doesn't even really have a fast recovery speed in my opinion. It's kind of medium to fast, a medium fast recovery speed basically. It's definitely not slow, but it's not gonna knock your socks off either. So on to the nail board test next. Well, here's what we all came for, right? The nail test. That's right. A bunch of people came out on YouTube when the Apex first came out and said, oh, it doesn't pass the nail test. It sucks in nails. It's terrible in nails. Well, Garrett came out and said, this is what you need to do. You need to run 0 mode with a few notches, iron audio off, or I've seen them do that. And if you want to go down into relic mode, you go down here with the notches in and you run iron audio on. I've seen Garrett do both ways. So we're going to run our sensitivity at 4, volume at 8, iron volume at 2, frequency, multi-frequency. Okay, pretty similar to what Garrett had. Relics on, iron audio on. So here's the coin right here. And then there's the continuous, basically, iron tone. Now listen what happens when I move it away. Here how it stays on. Look at that, just a quick touch, watch. I don't care for iron audio on the Garrett machines. I just don't care for it. It's just a personal preference. I'd rather have it off and just listen to nothing, basically. So we'll see if there's a difference, though. Is there a difference with the iron audio on or off? So here we go. Iron audio on. Let's listen on number 1. Turn it off. I'm still getting the hit. Number 3. I'm still getting the hit. Turn it on. It's actually masking that this way. Listen. Hear that? Listen. Turn it off. Look at that. Is that one of the nails? Let's find out. Let's remove that and try number 3 now. Same way. No, it's not the nail. All right, iron audio was actually masking the target. Iron audio, because the report is so long, it is masking that target. Now when I come back, I'm getting it. Iron audio on. I'm only getting one way. Giving me a crack now on that one. What happens if I lower? You know, Garrett showed us lower, put in a notch or 2 in, back in. So we're gonna go stay in relics. None of the settings have changed, so we're gonna put that one in too. So 2 notches back in. Let's try iron audio on. That's a little better. Iron audio off. I'm still getting the grunt, but I'm still getting the coin. Now I can't get number 2 at all, no matter which way. See, I'm still getting the iron signal with iron audio off because iron audio in the menu is on too. I turn it on, and you get that. I'm not sure why anybody would want to hunt with that. So number 2 is a no. Number 4, both ways. So I can get 1, 4, and 3 both ways. I can't get 2 at all. So if I go up, and basically it's the same. Relics in 0 mode, if I go up now to 0 mode, I'm basically, magic number is 30 on this for some reason. And then let's do it again, my iron audio. If I turn it on, listen to the tone. Turn it off, let's listen. Three. And see, I'm still getting that nail hit. Iron audio off. I got a few notches in there though, up to 30. 30 seems to be the magic number. 2, I cannot get it all unless I go right on the tip and cherry pick it. Right there. Oops, I hit that nail off. I have to get really close and cherry pick it. So number 4, definitely getting a hit there. So 6 of 8, no matter what I do. I cannot get it 8 of 8. These are square nails right here. These are not galvanized nails. These are square nails you're seeing right here. I cannot get it to pass 8 of 8. I've tried every notch system. I've tried everything with the on or off. I think the bottom line is no 2 nails are the same. So everybody's either going to use galvanized nails and it's going to pass with flying colors, or you're going to use square nails and some people are going to pass, some people aren't, depending on the size of the nail, the thickness, how rusty it is, yada yada. As you can see, these are all square, they're all pretty rusty. This one I have 2 stacked right next to each other because I didn't have one quite long enough. So yeah, it's a legit test. I think it passes okay. It's a 6 of 8 on each one. So with iron audio on or off. So let's bump it over here real quick, I guess, to the number 2 spot. Everybody want to see that too, right? So let's go number 1. No problem. Number 3. I can get it one way. There we go. There we go. Even with the full swing. Sometimes it's height orientation and coil orientation that matters as well. Height orientation and coil orientation matters. So raising it up high, low, nothing on 2. I cannot get number 2 no matter what with this setup, with these nails. And then number 4, that is a hard test. No detectors really like number 4 other than the big dogs. So there we go. So not the greatest on number 2, but 6 of 8 on number 1. Like 4 of 8 on the number 2 spot there. So is it the greatest iron worker sifter? No. These guys that are comparing it against the Equinox and the XP Deus and, you know, these top $1,000 machines and then saying, oh, look, it doesn't pass as well. Yeah, no duh. It's a $490 detector with wireless headphones that are $100 basically. So you're looking at like 300, it's a $400 detector. If you're looking at just the detector, you're looking at like $350 to $400. That's pretty good. That's definitely not $900,000 territory like the Deus or the Nox, and those are great detectors, wonderful detectors. However, when we're sitting here trying to nitpick, oh, is this going to do good as this? Is this going to do this? It's a beginner to intermediate machine, in my opinion. Just 5 years ago, this would have been $1,000. Just 5 years ago, if the, like the Knox never came out or something like that, but it did. And, everybody had to adjust accordingly, but this would have been $1,000 detector. Nobody would have complained about it, anything like that. So it works great on the beach from what I see on YouTube and what I understand. Very calm, even at full sensitivity on the beach. I think it's an okay iron worker. Not fantastic, but it certainly doesn't suck. I think the recovery speed is not fantastic, but it certainly doesn't suck. So it's kind of in the middle ground for me, this Ace Apex. It doesn't suck by any stretch, but it's not some top-end performer, but I don't think they're marketing it as that. We're gonna wait for the AT Apex or the Apex Max or whatever they're gonna call it, like the AT Pro or the AT Max. I think they're eventually gonna come out with something like this. Let's turn it off while we're talking. So, and I can't wait to see it with the black housing. I hope they use this housing with the black all the way around it, or even red would be cool, I guess. I mean, it's not so bad. It's all black, the back. It's not so bad from the side view or anything like that. It's definitely looks better than the Ace series, definitely looks better than the AT and Max series with that big old bulky head. The screen is much easier to read. It's so much more ergonomic. You can swing this all day, no problem. It's nice, feather light in your hands. Yeah, the build quality is super good. The tones are okay. You know me, I'm not a huge Garrett tone fan. I'm not a huge MindLab tone fan. I sell MindLab too. I sell Garrett, I sell Fisher, Nocta Macro. I prefer the VCO modulated audio much more than I do that digital beep. That's okay though. So those are my nitpicky things. And I don't usually nitpick in a review, but I know everybody's expecting it from me because this is the hot new detector and everybody's talking crap on it, but I don't have a lot of crap to talk. Honestly, I don't have a lot of crap to talk. I enjoy swinging it. I had a lot of fun out in the park with it. If you wrap your head around what it's supposed to be made for, the beginner to intermediate range, I think you can have a lot of fun with it. If you're trying to walk up to your friend that has an Equinox or an XP Deus with a high frequency coil on it and say, hey, I'm gonna match you stride for stride, well, you're probably gonna be in a world of hurt. So, yeah, I don't know. Hope you enjoyed this video. The Hunter GT signing off. I will see you on the next video.